My name is Yasmine Simpson, and I will be performing a poem I wrote titled Most Beautiful. I remember crying in the mirror after my mother finished my hair. I locked myself in the bathroom and stared at my reflection. 2 large puffs stand on my head, seeking attention. How could I look like this? I remove 1 puff and hair stands up stubbornly as if trying to make a statement. I press my hand on my head, trying to straighten the thickness with my palm, but it goes up instead of down. It's puffy, it's loose, it won't go down. Broken, I give up the fight. Tears streaming down my premature face, I take my hair tie and fix it. My mother notices my red eyes and asks why I cried. I tell her I don't like my hair. I beg her to fix it. Something else, anything else, I beg. I just want to look like my friends. She tells me it's beautiful, that this is the hair that I was born with, that this is what I look like. But I didn't understand it then. My parents would smother me with beautiful words, my father calling me MB. MB for most beautiful. But you see, I didn't understand it then. When I went to school, no one called me beautiful. The girls would talk about their long, wavy hair, and I would sit back in awe. When I went to school, the boys said they only dated the beautiful girls, the girls who only took 5 minutes to detangle their hair, the girls whose hair went down, not up. The boys would call them beautiful. And when I went home, my father would say to me, "Come here, NB." But at the time, I just wanted someone who wasn't my father to call me most beautiful. When I was in high school, I hid what others considered ugly. My mother hired a hairstylist who circled the ugly, creating beauty. My hair finally went down, and I concealed it in protective hairstyles, rocking the beautiful twists. But after 2 months, the ugly would return. When I was in high school, the boys started noticing me. They would call me nice names like pretty, hot, exotic. I was so happy. Shoulders pressed back, head held high, I would smile, showing all of my teeth. But then they would finish their thought, adding, "for a black girl." When I was in high school, I knew I wasn't white, but I didn't want to be black. I didn't want to be the first black girl you've been with. I didn't want to be the dark chocolate to your white chips. I wanted to be beautiful. When I came to Denison, I was not ready. Though a predominantly white institution, Denison's black community has beauty. They were both black and beautiful. And with their warm embraces, they've helped me and I've learned. All my life, I've known of white beauty. People say white beauty is the right beauty. But what about black beauty? What about the box braids, the design so precise they come in every shape? What about the big afro? This right here is the view. So what if it takes hours to detangle? Beauty takes time. So what if it doesn't bounce off my back? It defies gravity. So what if it doesn't blend in? It was born to stand out. Do you see this hair? I'm sorry. Do you see this beautiful hair? I did this. I may not be beautifully white, but I am beautifully black. And Daddy, you're right. I am most beautiful.
My name is Amelia Jallabah, and I will be performing 3 pieces. The first is called Oh My Soul. Oh my soul, thy which has no bounds, thy which knows no bounds, clutching unto wickedness. For I blissfully feast on the blessings and purity of bitterness, detestation, and fury. I aim to plunder their peace, to treat I ache for. What is hope? A detrimental reliability that smothers the soul, leaving one despondent and shattered. This one is called Getting Dressed. Every day, I get dressed in the same outfit. Loneliness, the shirt that embraces the upper part of my body with such warmth. Bitterness, the pants gripping onto my thighs, securing me. Anger, the shoes enclasping my feet, guiding me. This one is called Dear Mother. Your smile, like foam against the skin, gentle and soft. Your eyes do not just illuminate under the sun. When you are uncertain about a permanent question and look in them, they speak. They speak wisdom. Hands rough. Rough enough to tell you a story that is coated in beauty. Beauty that is both sour and bitter. I imagine a trumpet blew at the hour of your birth. In celebration, the sun setting below the horizon, allowing you to shine. Like a tree, you taught me to root myself in the ways of Yahweh, to let the guide of the world guide my world and life, to bend my knees and turn to scripture before bed. I twinkle at the scar that rests on the left side of my forehead, because you taught me that imperfection is the bridge I will have to continuously cross to get to a better version of myself. I'm glad the Almighty chose you as my guardian. Or the serpent in my garden would have swallowed me whole.
Hello, my name is Alina Mayton, and for Hear Us, I will be performing my piece titled Letter to My Younger Self. Why don't you look like your mom and dad? I was adopted. My birth parents could not take care of me, so they gave me up for adoption. Then my parents found me and brought me into their family. Did your birth mom and dad not want you? I don't know. They just couldn't take care of me. Did your real mom and dad not love you? I don't know. What if I had never been adopted? What if I had been born from the womb of my adoptive mother? What if I had skin like Snow White? What if I had eyes that were like emeralds or the big blue sky? What if my hair was curly or long and blonde like Rapunzel? What if my skin was darker? Would I look more like a Latino or a Hispanic? And am I really Guatemalan even if I know nothing about my heritage and culture? Is it bad that I only embrace my Polish and Slovakian heritage given to me from my adoptive family? Who are you? What is your story? The sounds of busy streets with children running around and playing, people selling in the vast markets, and tiny tuk-tuks screeching on the cobblestone streets will one day fill your ears. The vibrant rainbow of colors from hand-sewn trajes and from exotic fruits kept in handmade baskets will shine when hit by the sun's rays. The vibrant colors of the landscape from the large and sacred mountains, filled with thousands of trees covered with many hues of green, will surround the towns and the glistening blue lakes below. People with all different shades of golden and brown skin will surround you, and they have midnight black hair too, and they'll surround you day after day. It'll be a whole new world that won't feel so brand new at times. Guatemala will come calling to you. The million tears that you have shed over the last decade will not be in vain. The days when you looked at the mirror and you had no love for the girl that looked back at you will one day end. That girl will no longer be a stranger. Your insecurities will one day fade away. Things won't always seem so dark and uncertain. You will go back to Guatemala, and it will be your gateway to searching for your identity. You will meet the people of Guatemala, our people, and find your native roots. You will realize that you have a heritage in your native roots and in the roots that were given to you by your adoptive family. And no one can ever try to take that away from you. You will feel just as at home, safe and sound, even though our legal address is listed in Washington, Pennsylvania. Your home is where your heart is, even if you weren't officially born into their family. Your identity as a Guatemalan American, an adopted Guatemalan American, is as valid as anyone else's identity. You will grow up with the people you love, and you belong in your family, Alina. So when you look in the mirror, remember what I tell you. Your black hair is beautiful. It is like no other, and that makes you beautiful. Your golden brown skin is perfect, and it does not have to change for anyone. You are perfect just the way you are. Your dark brown eyes are so unique and so beautiful. They are perfect and like no other. You can share Guatemalan, Slovakian, and Polish heritage. You are loved and you are important. You don't have to cry any longer. You're a strong, independent woman, and you're gonna make the world a better place. So Alina, keep your head held high, because I know we'll be all right. Sincerely, your future self.
I'm Aniaha Ortiz, and I'll be performing Cradled. I have been cradled more than once by more than 2 hands. Hands that were related to me biologically, and hands that connected me through memories. I vaguely remember the day my arm was stuck in the middle circle of a crib board. I kind of remember the train rides and bus rides to a remote place or to downtown Brooklyn at Borough Hall. I remember the court-ordered weekly to bi-weekly family therapy sessions with my mother, eating salami, egg, and cheese sandwiches. I remember my social workers changing when the going got tough and paperwork overflowed, stacking high in a tiny office. I remember in-school counseling to talk about my adoption, curious teachers who wanted to know more about me. I remember leaving leaving the hands that raised me to be reunited with the hands that birthed me. I remember the guilt, the crawling sensation of adult voices pestering the back of my head and eventually rested on my shoulder. We want what is best for you. Best for me? Okay. I remember overcrowded spaces at the small little flower. A small waiting room that held a line outside, so maybe with some McDonald's, I could wait a little longer. I remember small plastic chairs that could break, a watchful eye standing nearby, drowning sounds of kitty voices roaming through small, thin halls. I remember the late nights on the 3 and the 4 train going back home, resting my head on my other mother's shoulder, when just recently I cried my eyes out and stretched my young vocal cords past their limits. I remember nails digging into my skin as my fists clenched to the deafening silence in a room filled with lawyers. I remember the aggressive and even passive-aggressive arguments over the phone, 2 motherly voices raging at one another. Evil bitch, unfit mother. I remember the piercing and shaking sounds of my mother's cry when I left over a small, staticky phone. The long weekend drives between Brooklyn and the Bronx past 12 a.m. and then staying up to nearly 2 a.m. to finish my homework. I remember moving a lot, eating small, sweet snickerdoodles as a meal for some time while apartments were hard to find. That shelters would be the best bet for now. I remember questioning about whether my adoption increases my eligibility for more extra school funds. The times where doctors couldn't track my family history to see what was wrong with me. I remember the towering jailhouse and the hands of guards checking for weapons, buzzers going off for cigarette break, and vending machines filled with frozen food. The difficulty to discuss about my parents, always referring to one over the other, the guilt of Mother's Day and other holidays dedicated to family members I could never see. I remember being put in the middle, feeling like I had to choose one or the other, feeling shameful for the choice I made, and dealing with the familiar conversation later. The distance that steadily increased between me and my siblings, me and my cousins, not being able to remember their names or their birthdays because it's been years. The guilt eating at my fingertips and my throat when I was reunited with them for the first time in probably 5 to 6 years. The feeling of maturing before I could have fun because I had to make mature decisions. All the ages of 12 and up because the adults couldn't act like such. I remember hating being in the middle, and I still hate to be in the middle. I have familiar scars that adoption left on me, wrapped around my mind and my heart, slowly becoming a part of my identity and ultimately my character. I wish it could have been even more beautiful. I wish I was cradled by the hands that birthed me and raised me at the same time. That way, I would have never felt ashamed to be in foster care, because I had 3 times the love and care and a system that worked for me.
I'm Tope Sholola, and I'll be performing a poem called Skin Bleaching Explained. An excerpt from a conversation I had with my white coworker on skin bleaching. Question: what do you mean by bleach? Answer: I mean like swimming pools and white towels, like going blonde in the middle of a hot summer. All eyes on the woman with skin like ripe mangoes in the insides of a boiled yam. I mean like Emeka's mom with the micro braids and dark knuckles. Once, my Uncle Tunde mistook his wife for a mermaid, her fresh pawpaw skin without bruises, shining like a siren. I mean, my favorite face mask is lemon juice, honey, and turmeric 4 times a week. I exfoliate in circles, dig deep into my neck with a plastic net sponge. I still have daydreams I will one day be bright enough to rival the sun. My mama was a model in Nigeria, and 20 years later, I brag that she still has the same skin. I inherited her shea butter sheen, dark legs, and white teeth. She watched her best friend divorce her melanin. Wading in a bathtub of Clorox, it was a seamless union. The cells bunched, rose to the surface, a dark film of dead melanin cornered the body. The flesh raw, like chicken gizzards marinating in torn muscle and blood. My aunties are magicians. Vanishing women. They cover their necks with Chanel scarves and massage aloe vera into their burn wounds. We just want to blush like you. Strawberry rouge in the cheeks, face twisted with the pinks and reds of a righteous rage. When talking about crime, our neighborhoods, or that dark body. I once saw an officer, piggy pink in the face, call me a nigger without moving his lips, just adjusted the gun at his hip. He must be magic too.
Hi, my name is Tim Carpenter. The students call me Rev. I'm here today to play Stand Up from the movie Harriet by Cynthia Erivo.
My name is Cordero Leon Mauricio Estremera. I'm performing a rap, and it's called We're Impossibly Possible. I stared at hate and it returned my glance. Frantically, I tried to run, but I got stuck in the sand. My next reaction was to disappear with Peter Pan, because then maybe he'd extend his hand, taking me to that mystical place called Neverland, cause maybe then I'll never feel the gunshot swerving past my head, then maybe I'll never see a cop and fucking drop to my knees, too afraid to even breathe. Because what that'll mean is that maybe I'll never have the opportunity to see the unseen, the prophecy my mama told me. Since I was a kid, I believed to dream was the American dream, but that was a lie, a white man's drink that has me and society intoxicated. I'm in disbelief that all you people don't believe in dreams. It's ironic. Because you feed your children fake tonics, shoving it down their throats but never teaching them how to address the pain on their own. And that'll drive some insane, making them feel like a freak and their only option is blowing their brains. My chronic illness ain't the illest or something to be proud of, yet I see too many people romanticizing the fact kids are dying. Suicide society has made a door die, and a chunk of I has slowly died. I'm trapped in a prison that is my mind, a place where time flows differently, where doubts typically seep into my heart and tear me apart. It's like I'm strapped to a train railing. The train is on its way, I hear it. Boom, splat, splat. It attacks my brain and sliced me in half, like the moment I understood I'd never meet my dad. I think about it when I die. Have I moved it forward, or is that a lie? Maybe that's just the pride talking, helping me stay alive every time that I've risked my life. Just doing what I think is right. Because my family will live, not merely survive. It's our time, all this time we committed. Why aren't you people just with it? Don't you believe in your dreams? What the fuck do you tell your children? Maybe you say dreams are supposed to die because that's how your life aligned. Well, fuck you, and that's not true, because ever since I was little, I wanted it to change the world. But people called me a stupid little white girl pretending to be black. Beautiful braided hair ain't nothing to be ashamed of. In fact, I love my hair. And all these white boys are gonna copy me in a couple of years because they care about what's trendy on social media. That fake shit that's slowly eating up their confidence, robbing it, telling them they're not good enough, and are always supposed to be happy. Isn't it tragic? Oh wait, that's what my people are told inherently. Because to be black is to be flawed, and that is wrong. To be flawed is to be human. We can't just be picking and choosing. You gotta be uplifting on the darkest of days, because self-hate won't let you escape the mental cage. I died. Are you surprised? Here's the moral. I've been thinking about my sadness. It's fucking tragic. Every time I find magic, it dissipates, leaving me to my madness, the self-hate. Because I'm 19 and I haven't gotten the means from my family to escape poverty. It's something that's been bothering me, considering it's supposed to be a democracy. In America, that's a place I feel like my people's voice is left unheard, irrelevant. The government chooses to be not hearing us. Do we have to speak loud enough? With their knees on our throats to shake up what they're baking up, just so we can get a taste of happiness? Or is it up to me and only me to see the unseen? You know what society expects from me? That they should only get the best of me. However, I'm not perfect, I'm a human being. Sadly, in order to be valued and heard, we must leave our identities at the door. Well, I'm not afraid anymore to have a point of view. It's a pistol you don't want me to point at you. For when I point at you, it begs the question, who anointed you? My aunt tells me. My grandma tried to tell thee. My mama told me. It's America. I'm trying to breathe, and yet society won't even allow us to think. I think about all the children who feel trapped in the projects, with gang violence and their impossible dreams not deemed even an option. Little girl, little boy, I'm on my knees, pleading just believe and don't feel sorry that you see the unseen. I'll tell you another thing that my mama told me, and she saved me more times than she knows it because of it. My mom told me that you can have that world, that you can have that girl, and you're gonna change the world. Just believe, and then you'll see that slowly everything you're working for is coming to be. Baby, I know the world is cold, but don't let it make you bitter, because life will get better. Just try to be the change that you want. It's hard, I know, but you gotta say fuck the haters and enter your zone. Alone, I discovered a dream isn't fantasy. It's the means to find happiness and family. Don't let your life hold on to your dreams, break it free, because you're the only one that sees the unseen, the dream that everyone dismisses as even a possibility. I believe in you, and it is possible. So be yourself and be impossibly possible. Is it our time? Growing up at night, I wanted to fly. With Peter Pan, I tried to free myself of this pain. I really tried. Then life decided it was time to realize the pain I'm feeling is nationwide. It took a lot for me to trust my own thoughts. Plenty of times I've tried to talk to God, feeling worthless, being dismissed, always falling down. Now, my feet hit the ground, and I'm very proud to be me and only me. The prophecy. Thank you, Mama. Peace.
My name is Faith Sutton, and I will be performing Lay Me Down by Sam Smith. Yes, I do. I believe that one day I will be where I was, right there, right next to you. And it's hard, the days they seem so dark, the sun and the stars, they're nothing without you. Your touch, your skin, where do I begin? No words can explain the way I'm missing you. And it's hard, this emptiness, this hole that I'm inside, these tears, they tell their own story. Told me not to cry when you were gone, but the feeling's overwhelming, it's much too strong. Can I lay by your side, next to you? I'll take care of you. I don't want to be here if I can't be with you tonight. I'm reaching out to you. And can you hear my call? This hurt that I've been through, I'm missing you like crazy. You, can I lay by your side, next to you? I'll take care of you. I don't want to be here if I can't be with you tonight. Lay me down tonight. Lay me by your side. Next to you.
I'm Sky Calderón, and I'm going to be doing Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's Green New Deal speech to the House of Representatives from March 26, 2020. When we talk about the concern of the environment as an elitist concern, 1 year ago, I was waitressing in a taco shop in downtown Manhattan. I just got health insurance for the first time a month ago. This is not an elitist issue. This is a quality of life issue. You want to tell people that their concern and their desire for clean air and clean water is elitist? Tell that to the kids in the South Bronx, who are suffering the highest rates of childhood asthma in the country. Tell that to the families in Flint. Their brains are damaged for the rest of their lives. Call them elitist. People are dying. They are dying. This is serious. This should not be a partisan issue. This is about constituents in all of our lives. And we're here, and people are more concerned about helping oil companies than their own families? I don't think so. I don't think so. This is about our lives. This is about American lives. We are facing a national crisis, and it should not be partisan. Science should not be partisan. At the end of our lives, our healthcare costs are very high. We have the choice to lower the costs now, because I can tell you that the cost of pursuing a Green New Deal will be far less than the cost of not passing it. We are trying to invest in these communities and our agricultural workers so that they can enjoy prosperity into the next century. Thank you.
My name is Kwaku Akuffo, and I will be reciting a poem called Love. On a spring afternoon, I look beyond the baby blue skies to think about you, my love. As angelic, like a harp singing a melody, a pastime just like no other. Two beings drifting beyond the natural order of time. Near me, I saw two raindrops dancing in sync along the swing set pole. This way and that way. How beautiful it seems. A never-ending beauty. We call it love. It will always be this way, each on our own love journey, in our own inexplicable ways, finding the other half that will make us whole.
Hi, my name is Wizdom Scott, and I am performing myself.
Love don't come easy for girls like me. And even if the stars align and the time was right, love will always be the way.
Blame myself, trying to change myself. I hate myself and I blame myself. I blame myself, trying to change myself. I hate myself and I blame myself. You slept on me like a Tempur-Pedic. You crushed my heart, you stampeded. You never was there when I needed. I was crying, barely breathing. You was lying, I didn't see it. I was blind, knew your times news to me, using me like ecstasy. Gave you the best of me, now you can't have the rest of me. Thought you and me had chemistry, we was the wrong recipe. Lucid dream, you next to me, you testing me. Worry about who texting me, like I don't got no loyalty. No loyalty, no loyalty. Play myself, trying to change myself. I hate myself and I blame myself. I blame myself, trying to change myself. I hate myself and I blame myself. Don't backtrack, got backstab, I got your back. Lie to me when you told me that. Promise you won't hold me back. Head to the back, I'm so relaxed. Back to the future, tire tracks. Getting back to the old me. Missing all of my homies. Say you real, just show me. Nigga tried to own me. LOC, company. BGC, don't come for me. Love is lost, RP. Love is false, fake teeth. When you speak, when you leave. In the streets, don't notice me. Don't notice me. Play myself, try to change myself. I hate myself and I blame myself. I blame myself, try to change myself. I hate myself and I blame myself. He's starting to notice I was the coldest. I am at his lowest. My love is the dopest. He overdosed it, gave way too much, but it wasn't enough. He had to re-up. Stop calling me up, you're not picking me up. Putting me down, butterflies when you're around. Pop smoke with the sound. Got mood swings, say and do two things.
Don't do
Faith,
that.
what does your hair mean to you?
What does my hair mean to me?
What does your hair mean to you?
My hair is like my icon now. It's like a part of me. You know, people would like see Faith. Like, I love their approval. I think people see Faith. You know, there's like she has a nice afro. You know, I always want to have this out because I love it so much.
Period. That's a great answer.
Good answer, good answer.
Yeah, I think as Black women, we all have stories about our hair, good and bad. I don't know about you guys, but I've had stories of where I had long hair and then it got cut short too. Whether it was like the person, like my hairstylist, or like in second grade, I swam every day because I was in like a boys and girls club.
Nice.
Yeah. But I thought I was white and I didn't wear the shower caps. And I thought that I could like, you know, go in the pool and then go back home without washing my hair for a week. And the chlorine ate my hair up. Yeah, because I would just wash my hair once a week, like I normally do. And then I didn't think of anything because as soon as it dried, it was fine, right? I mean, I still smelled like chlorine, but it's okay. Yeah, no, after that month, my hair went from like this long to like this short.
Wow.
That's why I don't know how to swim.
Oh my God.
I doggy paddle.
Black people need to learn how to swim.
I agree.
I'm on that. Like my mom had me in swimming lessons since I was 4. And then we kept going until I was like, well, could swim. And I never realized the value in it until I realized that like, I went to an all white school when I was in elementary school. And I started hanging around Black people more and more because middle school is all Black, high school is all Black. I realized that no one knows how to swim. And then like you start learning like the elitism behind it because like it's a sport that only white people are in because of resources and stuff. It's an important skill to have. Black people need to learn how to swim. Please.
And I mean, it was to ensure that the slaves never escaped too.
Because there's so many roots behind it.
Right. Which is why I think everyone should learn. I agree. So you'll learn one day because you're friends with me.
Yeah.
And me.
And
as I doggy paddle. Eventually, I'll get the hang of it.
You're gonna do that.
Yeah, and then I get a cramp, so I'm gonna doggy paddle.
That's okay, as long as you learn.
This is a random idea, but I think we should all wear afros one day, like as many black women on campus possible, and have like a photo shoot.
That's my dream. Like,
I see Dennis just standing there and asking.
Honestly, we can find people for that.
Honestly, that would be so monumental, and we could just take a photo and we could put it in the Black Studies department.
That would have to be like in the archives or something.
Right.
I like that idea. We shall do it. It is a thing.
And at the bottom of the photo,
created by Wizdom.
Inspired by Wizdom.
Right.
Oh.
Cause she is the wisdom.
Period.
Dang.
Period.
Lift every voice.